WPPS TV3 Sports welcomes you to Portland High School football. We now send you up to the booth and welcome in Steve Schwartz on play-by-play and John Coyne on color commentary.
So there you have it. First downs to touchdowns. That's how we roll. That's what the cheerleaders have for the Portland team to come through tonight as they're going to enter the field for the first time on this brand new field on East Avenue in Lewiston at Lewiston High School.
Brand new uniforms tonight too, Steve. The team finally got their brand new uniforms. They look good. They're wearing with the white tops and the dark bottoms.
It's September 21st, 2018, and we're here at the home of the Blue Devils of Lewiston High School. This is Steve Schwartz along with Dave Levine, Luke Hill on camera, and Dave Elowich on statistics for WPPS TV3 Sports. Dave, tonight we are here in Lewiston, and we are at least inaugurating, I think it's their second home game at their new field. They have a beautiful turf surface. Lewiston is ranked next to last in Class A North. They're 0-3. They've been outscored 100-20 by their opponents. That said, number one tackler in Class A North is Dominic Colon, and that counters Zach Elowich, who's leading Class A North in rushing.
Yeah, exactly. Their team right now is having a hard time. They can't get any points on the board. Their defense is struggling a little bit. But again, Cologne is their defense, and we have to focus on that. Have the offensive line keep an eye on him. Push him out of the way and let those backs do their thing.
Now, last week, Portland took a stumble. They're 2-1. They're still tied for first in Class A North with Oxford Hills at 2-1. What does Portland have to do tonight to rebound from that loss to Bonnie Eagle?
It's pretty simple. Just limit the mistakes. They had too many penalties. They lost their cool. They lost their composure. And don't let those small things get to you. We had a great play by Jamal Mariba last week where he tipped the ball up, but it was caught for a touchdown. And I think that deflated him a little bit, even though it was a great defensive play. Sometimes the ball just doesn't bounce your way. You have to just go with it and move on to the next play.
Folks, and we're going to move on to the next game as we're going to bring you all of the action from here in Lewiston in just a moment. So here we go. Portland is receiving, and deep for Portland, Zach Elowich on the left and Ben Stasium on the right. Zach Elowich leads Portland in kickoff returns. He's got 3 for 100 yards, averaging 33.33 yards. And the kick is going to be made by Jaheim Whiting. It's going to be taken by Stasium at about the 17. Goes outside. And we'll bring it up to about the 37-yard line.
Yeah, good 23-yard return up the left side there. He followed his blockers, got decent field position, and the Dogs are set up where they want to be.
These accommodations that we have here in this beautifully redone booth, compliments of Jason Fuller, a preeminent athletic director who also compiles Class A North statistics for the media each and every week. So 1st and 10 for the Dogs. Ball is on the 37-yard line.
Hey, get on the other side! Get on the other side! You can be on the other side, Coach. Coach, you can be on the other side. Jesus. No! Coach, what are we doing here?
Nice counter run by Zach. All the blockers went left. He came in through the hole on the right, picked up a solid 9 yards there. It was beautiful, beautiful vision.
So we've got 2nd down and 1 with the ball on the 47.5-yard line.
Three wide formation, same formation as last time.
And here we go. And the handoff is to Elowich up the middle. Going to be about, well, it's certainly a 1st down for one thing.
That was a good run. They just ran power right to the right-hand side, followed behind the big right tackle there and the fullback, and they just moved Lewiston off the ball. It was just a heads-up physical play.
7-yard gain for Zach Elowich. So it'll be 1st and 10. The ball on about the 53-yard line. Zach's in motion, but straight up the middle is number 42, Ben Levine.
Ben changed his number this week. Not sure why.
May have something to do with the new uniforms. We know that Nathan Kapongo is 91 instead of 92 tonight as well. But if anybody would know, you would, Dave.
Yeah, I didn't get that info at home.
3-yard carry is what he got credit for. A 4-yard carry. It'll be 2nd and 6. Under center is Sam Nope. He pitches it to Zach Elowich on the right side, and he's got daylight. Down to the 20, 15, 10, and he just drags a Lewiston player in with him, and it is a touchdown, Zach Elowich.
There's a penalty flag back at the line of scrimmage. I'm not sure what that was for. It could have been holding on the edge, but looks like it's coming back.
Yep. As big number 73, Isaiah Teague, called it on the sidelines for Lewiston, and it's a hold. So all for naught, as the ball will come back 10 yards. The sound system here at this stadium is fantastic as well. They really did it over well here. So now it's going to be 2nd and I think 19 to go. Vincent snaps to Nope. Nope keeps it and gets nothing.
Yeah, it was a read option, and I think he made the mistake of keeping it. He could have had Ben go out. Levine was going out to the left. He looked like he had some daylight out there. He decided to hold on to it because he thought he saw a hole, but that hole closed up really quickly.
Elowich leads Class A North, as we said in the open. He's got 60 carries, or before tonight's game, 60 carries on 400 yards on 60 carries and 4 touchdowns, behind only Leighton Garrison from Edward Little, who we'll see next week. Pitch to the right side to Elowich. He'll get a few, but not enough, and Portland will be forced to punt, and they'll call out Zach Elowich, who is 2nd in Class A North punting. He's got 4 for 150 yards. He's actually tied at 37.5 yard average with Tegan Lindstedt from Chevrolet, who has 2 punts. Always a chance to push the other team back when Zach Elowich is punting, and he's going to do so now about the 40. End over end. Fair catch is called by number 21, Hunter Landry, one of the stars of the Lewiston team, and Lewiston will take over 1st and 10. So, Dave, we're going to get a chance to see now some of the Lewiston players, and Tanner Cortez is their quarterback, who we've known well over the years.
Yeah, he likes to throw the ball.
Well, that's a point is well taken. The pitch comes out to the left side, and Dylan Jackson gets several.
Yeah, that started way, way back in the backfield. So I think the yardage that a lot of us saw, you only picked up 5 on that, even though it seemed like he was running forever. That pitch was very deep into the backfield.
Same thing, twin slots. I'm over here. I'm over, Mariba. Get up there, Mariba. Get up there. Move up, Mariba.
Fumble.
Okay, there's a fumble, and picked up by Cortez.
Big stick.
Stasium.
Then Stasium came up, saw that the whole way. That was a beautiful play off the fumble. They had good pressure on it, and then good coverage on the dump off.
And Jaheim Whiting got that tackle. All right. 3rd down now, and 7 to go. So here we go. Cortez comes out throwing, and he completes for the 1st down to number 14, Evan Williams, brought down right away by Koa Farnsworth, but not before he gains the 1st down, Dave.
Yeah, Portland was playing a pretty soft zone, and he just came in underneath the linebackers and sat right down. It was a good pass, hit him right in the numbers, and that moves the chains for Lewiston.
First and 10 here. And it goes the other way to Whiting on the right side. And he finds a little daylight and is going to pick up a solid 6 or 7. Tanner Cortez has 55 attempts. He had, up to tonight, completed 19 passes for a 34.5 percentage. 308 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions.
Yeah, a lot of interceptions. However, they were playing from behind quite a bit. So in order to try to catch up and play catch up, you have to throw the ball, and sometimes it goes into tough coverage.
2nd and 5. Cortez pitches, and there's going to be a 1st down and more here. Zach Elowich and Vincent combine to bring down Hunter Landry.
It was a simple read option to the left. We had a defensive end who came up and played it well, but he could only play one of the 2 players, and he took the quarterback. The pitch went outside, and there was nobody out there to help.
Lewiston making a statement early here. 6:18 left in the 1st quarter. 1st and 10. The ball on the 41. Straight up the middle, we have a flag coming in from the backfield.
That's usually holding on the offense somewhere.
And that is the indication already from the referee. So it's going to come back. Ten-yard penalty. Be 1st and 20.
This is where the Dogs need to make their stand. Lewiston's been moving the ball pretty well. They've been mixing it up, inside, outside passing. This is where Portland needs to make their stand, get their stop, get the ball back, and move on down and score.
Ball at midfield. Cortez in the gun. Landry gets the ball, gets a few. So he's brought down, I think, first by Darian Darling.
Yeah, Darian just blew up his blocker, took the hole, and it met the running back right there, and basically took him down for only a short gain.
A 2-yard gain, in fact. It's 2nd and 18. The ball on the 48 of the Dogs. Cortez in the gun. Back to throw. Pressure coming in, but and that was Cam Conley that caused the pressure there. But very, very dangerous as Evan Williams was standing there waiting for the ball, Dave.
Evan Williams ran right by all 3 defenders and was just there. I'm not sure who was supposed to have him in coverage. Someone reacted late and just couldn't get back. And fortunately, the ball was just a little bit too long.
As Conley came in on the blitz there. So it is now 3rd and 18.
Now it's okay to give up something short here. You just can't play too soft.
So the question is, it'll be a zone.
Absolutely.
Back up, Elowich. Back up, Elowich. Back up, Elowich.
Yeah, and that's going to be a nothing.
That ball was overthrown. Both players were looking for the ball. Aiden DeMillo coming in as an underclassman coming in and made a nice play there.
So now, Dave, it's 4th and 18, and of course, Lewiston has an opportunity to pin Portland back pretty far, but you do have Ben Stasium back there.
Ben's already broken one this year.
That's right. He had a 63-yard return for a touchdown. He leads Class A North in punt returns an average by far with 33.5. Of course, he's had 2, but he had a touchdown, as you said. Here we go. The punt is going to be by Whiting. It's going to go out of bounds at about right around the 25-yard line. So here we go, 1st and 10. We have the benefit of Rudy Rutherford here in the booth with us, so we get to hear a little bit of the schemes that he's calling. Oops. Boom. That is a loss. Tanner Cortez.
Yeah, Tanner, he came right up. Again, there were 2 people coming in on that corner, and only one blocker came through. And that's something you have to identify pre-snap to try to go somewhere where they aren't, pretty much.
You know, a fair amount of reporters here tonight. We had a chance to visit earlier with Jess Gagne from WCSH, Channel 6. Our friend Mike Hoffer is part of the 5th quarter now, the end of football games. Here we go, 2nd and 16. Nope, rolls out right and tried to get it into the hands of Tyler Blazewski, big tight end. It's going to be 3rd and 16.
Yeah, Tyler's a new player for this team, but he is a senior. He ran a nice route. There was tight coverage there. Sometimes you hear a couple footsteps in there and kind of get your arms a little into your body instead of reaching out for the ball.
I think in the first game he was known as that guy from Cumberland. 3rd and 16. Now, we're going to have a motion penalty, I think, on the part of the Dogs there.
I think 2 people were in motion there. Someone on the line must have moved when the motion man came across.
So 3rd and 21 with the ball on the 15-yard line.
You might not want to try something crazy here. Just try to maybe get 10 yards, move the ball upfield a little bit, and then punt it and play defense again. This is a dangerous, dangerous place to make a pass that could be intercepted.
Especially at this level. So it is a run. Elowich in the clutches of Noah Adamson, senior linebacker.
Yeah, they tried that for the play that they ran first time in the game with that counter action to the left, where everyone was going left and the running back went right, and it just didn't work that time.
So Zach Elowich to punt. Back deep is number 21 Hunter Landry. Ooh, close to a block, but he got it off, and it's going to take a nice Portland bounce of about 10 yards and stop cold at the 39-yard line, where it is downed by Sam Nope. 3:19 left in the first quarter. So here we go. 1st and 10, Lewiston. Oh, there's already a penalty. Let's hear what this is all about. Is it a delay? So a 5-yard penalty.
There's a legal substitution on the offense.
So it'll be 1st and 15. They have a nice, unfortunately the scoreboard here does not say where the ball is. Of course we can see. Cortez has one in motion. 2 wide left, 1 wide right. And Portland, as it's done all year, just takes care of the run. Zach Elowich first in on that, along with Cam Conley.
Yeah, that play didn't really fool Portland. They had it covered all the way. They knew what was coming, and they played strong defense at the point, and only limited it to a 2 or 3 yard gain.
So now it'll be 2nd down and 12. As you were right, Dave, it's a 3-yard gain.
Double slot. Eagle. Eagle. Back up, Jonah. To your right, Jonah.
And there's a penalty. Play is stopped, so we have that's a delay, I believe.
Delay a game on the offense. They were trying to do a lot of motion, a lot of different looks, a lot of different calls at the line, and basically they just took too long.
So penalties hurting Lewiston right now, as it'll be 3rd and 17, I believe, with the ball on the 32.
Double. Both linebackers are going C.
There's the screen, picked up low and just met.
That's Big Nate right there. Big Nate Capongo just saw that whole play the whole way. Both safeties, cornerbacks took their wide receivers, took the blocks there, and there was no one left to block Nate.
And now we'll have a punt as it's 4th and 17. No gain there. Sorry, I'm looking at, I guess the scoreboard had said 4th down, but it's 3rd down. So here we go. There's a fumble. Ooh. Vincent pursuing, sack.
Again, the defensive line held. Chris Vincent came through, wasn't blocked, just kept following the ball, kept chasing the quarterback, never slowed down, and made the beautiful play there.
Now there will be a punt. Stasium back deep, set to kick, Jaheim Whiting. Short kick, Lewiston bounce. Number 22, Danny May, willing it a couple more yards. So the Dogs will take over with 38 seconds left in the first quarter. The score, Portland nothing, Lewiston nothing. First and 10 Dogs. Ball on the 36 of the Dogs. Elowich back in the eye, and he escaped. Oh my goodness. That was a wrestling move by number 28, Noah Adamson.
Yeah, they tried that counter play one more time, and I think Lewiston, after getting fooled on the first play of the game, is recognizing where it's going, and they're just not letting anything through.
2 points on the takedown there for number 28, Adamson. As it's a 3-yard loss for Zach, and it'll be a 2nd and 13 from the 33.
Taking a long time on the sideline. I think they're going to let the quarter run out.
So the end of the first quarter, whistle blows, and the score is 0-0. We'll be back with second quarter action in a moment. Here we go, second quarter action now. 2nd and 13 for the Dogs. And let's see what happens.
That looked like offsides to me. Looks like Lewiston came across and then the wide receiver moved. But maybe they're going to call it on somebody on the line that I couldn't quite see.
Yeah, it is.
So again, a mental mistake by Portland that just backs them up. They have to. They limited it so far in this game, but they can't let this get into a habit.
An unexpected beginning so far here for the Dogs. 2nd and 18. Nope in the gun. Completes it to Elowich.
It's a nice little play there to get his passing game going. An 8-yard out. Elowich came up the sideline. He just stopped, waited for the ball. It was right on the money. Picked up maybe a yard or two after that, and that's exactly what they wanted to do.
Makes it 3rd and 7 for the Dogs as the ball is spotted on the 37.5-yard line.
So they picked up half their yardage. Let's see what they can do here.
In motion is Silo Magno coming out to the wide position. There's a flag. Now Nope is taken down, but we'll have to see who that's on, because if it's on the Dogs, then does Lewiston get a chance to not take it? Illegal motion on the Dogs once again, and it is declined. It'll be 4th down. Long yardage, and Zach Elowich to punt to Landry.
Yeah, the wide receiver on this end wasn't up on the line of scrimmage. He wasn't covering the left tackle, and that's illegal formation.
Dylan Jackson is also back now for the Devils. Well, that's going to take a nice Portland bounce, go all the way down to a, well, we'll see. It looked like it was going to go down a little bit further, but they're going to get credit for it going out of bounds. This looks like a very good spot for Lewiston.
They're calling illegal formation again on Portland. That's the 3rd time in this game. Or they're calling holding. Again, penalties are hurting the Dogs.
So there's going to be a conference here as the referee wants to find out the decision of Lewiston coach Bruce Nicholas. Assistants are Matt Verling, Sam Adele, Terry Jackson, and DJ Allen.
So they're going to back Portland up 10 yards and make them punt again. Hopefully they can get a return out of it.
Or at least better field position than where it was going to be, which would have been around the 26. Jim Hartman, the coach of Portland, Mark Renner, Tim Marr, John Misowich, Rocco Navarro, Austin Phillips, and I dare say Mike Rutherford assisting as well here for the Dogs. 11 and a half minutes left here in the first half. Zach Elowich is going to punt all the way back from about the 15. Again, just barely gets it off, but a line drive picked up by Landry at the 38, and he's going to bring it past midfield. There's a flag on the play. It looks like a late flag here from the back, but we'll see. And a second flag.
No, I think that's the same flag. I think they're going to catch Lewiston for a block in the back. It was right at the first cut that Landry made. There was a block in the back, and that's going to help the Dogs after a pretty good return.
And it was interesting to see the referee pick up his flag and then throw it again, I guess, at the player.
He's throwing it at the spot so they know where the foul was.
Well, we know. Remember the years ago there was Orlando Pace who took a referee's flag to the eye. Back when he was lineman. So it will be 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils, and they're going to be back at their own 38-yard line is where the ball will be spotted. Yeah, Landry straight up the middle. He's going to gain a solid 4 to 5 yards there.
Yeah, that was too soft on Portland. Just too soft to defense. They're allowing Lewiston to push them back, and he got into the second level without too much problem.
So it's going to be 2nd and 5 now for the Blue Devils. The score is 0-0. Steve Schwartz and Dave Levine on WPPS TV3, bringing you Portland Bulldog football. So our friend John Coyne is on the mend. Nice defensive play by 51 and 24. Zach Elowich, and I'm not sure who 51 is for the Dogs.
Yeah, those new uniforms. Some of the players changed numbers, and we don't have an updated roster right now.
I mean,
we'll see if we can find out who that is.
Could have been Nick Walsh, who was 52 before, and he's a linebacker. Darian Darling, I guess it was. And if that is so, then when we said Darian Darling's name before, that wasn't exactly right. Anyway, 3rd and 6. Back, lots of time. Cortez, and patted up and batted away by, it looks like Aiden DeMillo again with a nice play for the Dogs.
Yeah, he got back very nicely. The ball was hung up in the air a little bit, and I thought it was an easy chance for an interception, but there were 3 guys that just went up for the ball, and it just kind of bounced up in the air and then fell to the ground.
So still waiting for a team to strike first blood and get into the end zone, or at least even kick a field goal, but it's just under 10 minutes left here in the first half. The punt is off, and it's picked up by Stasium at the 30. 35 cuts. Up to midfield. He's got daylight. He's at the 30, the 20, the 10, and touchdown, Ben Stasium.
70 yards, untouched. Beautiful job on the cutback. He waited for his blockers, and his blockers were very disciplined and didn't hit somebody in the back. They made sure that it was in the side or in the front, and he just took off.
Already leading Class A North by some 50 total total yards and a huge average. He's just really added to that now, and he puts the Dogs on the board first with 9.5 minutes left in the first quarter. There is a conference of the officials, though, Dave.
Holding on Portland again. That's a second touchdown that's been called back by penalties.
No, that's on Lewiston.
No, they're changing.
That's on Lewiston.
Well, they've signaled now both ways. I'm not sure what's going on here. Holding on Lewiston. Declined. Touchdown. Must have been on an offensive lineman when the rush came in.
So now that that's been settled, the Class A North leading kicker, Christo Vumpa, who leads with 13 extra points out of 13 attempts, will now kick.
And Christo is back to 87.
Which is where he was to begin with.
Which is where he was to begin with, although he changed I think he's changed numbers a couple times.
Well, where is Susie Colber when you need her? We need a stringer down on the sidelines. That is up and powered through. It's a 7-0 lead with 9.5 minutes left in the first half. The Dogs in front. Here we go. Vumpa set to kick off. He's got Landry and Whiting deep. Whiting will pick it up at the 7. Boom.
Still pushing the pile.
It takes like 7 Dogs to bring him down. We'll give credit to Ben Levine for the tackle.
Stop made by Cyril Magno.
Although the announcer will give credit to Silo Magno.
Yeah, it just depends on who gets up last, I think. In that kind of play, everybody was there.
1st and 10 on their own 39. Excuse me, their own 34. And Cortez, if history is a guide, will be in the gun.
Strong right. No slot. Double. Eagle.
Bad snap.
Holding.
Koa Farnsworth and Vincent pursue. There's a flag.
I think there was a hold on the line and a face mask at the end of that play.
Loud and Eagle. Hey, a defensive end, 65. He's got to go out. Talk about the hold.
Face mask on the Bulldogs.
We're right here on top of the action, and we have some assistant coaches and some others in the booth with us.
First down, Blue Devils at their own 46-yard line.
So a 15-yard penalty for the Dogs on that personal foul. 1st and 10. Ball on the 45 and a half. That is just a horrible snap. And Koa Farnsworth can't get him in his clutches, but Jamal Mariba with the huge sack of Cortez. That is going to be a huge loss.
Yeah, that was a bad snap. It was over his head, and he didn't look like he was ready for it. Once he got away from the first tackler, when he rolled out, he should have just turned to the line of scrimmage and launched it as far as he could out of bounds. But instead, he took the sack, and that was a 20-yard loss.
A 21-yard loss, and it's going to be 2nd and really 31. So the ball is right on the 25. So there was a hold there. It is going to be called as it takes 3 Dogs to bring down the Lewiston receiver, Danny May.
Yeah, again, they ran an in-cut there. He sat in underneath the zone, took what they could. The defense was giving him, but that hold is going to push him back another 10 yards.
2nd down and 40. So mistakes continuing to hurt Lewiston as Portland enjoys a 7-0 lead with 8 minutes and 11 seconds left. Excuse me, in the first half, rather, here in Lewiston. So it's going to be 2nd and 41 from the 15-yard line.
Tell Levine to back up.
Pressure and almost intercepted, very, very close by Ben Levine.
Yeah, he drifted back. He saw his man. He knew where he was. The ball was underthrown for the receiver, but just barely overthrown to Levine.
So now checking in is Evan Williams for the Blue Devils, as Ben Dostie will check out. Just under 8 minutes left now in the first half. 3rd and 41.
Back Levine up. He's a cloud safety. Back Levine way up. Way up.
So we heard a whistle, but I'm not sure that I saw a flag. So started the clock, and let's see. It
was a 1-yard run up the middle. They were trying to get a little bit of yardage out of that. It just didn't go anywhere. The line, again, that defensive line is playing pretty stout right now.
The Blue Devils will punt here, and Stasium is inside the Blue Devils' territory here to receive, and of course should end up with pretty good field position. We'll see. Stasium's going to let it bounce, and it's going to bounce right about to where he was. So the Dogs will start on the 48-yard line of the Blue Devils when they take over in a minute. So here we go. 1st and 10 Dogs. Stasium in motion, jet sweep, straight up the middle.
He was hit on his turn, and he was hit one more time, but kept going forward. They picked up a solid 7 on that play. They don't run it much, but when they do, it seems to be pretty effective.
2nd and 3. The ball on the 41-yard line. 2 wide out left. Close to us. 1 on the right. Complete to Stasium on the right side. 1st down, Portland. So that's going to be about a 7-yard gain.
It was, again, similar to what they ran with Elowich on the sideline, but this time it was to Stasium. He just ran a quick 8-yard hitch, and Nope got the ball out quick, hit him in the numbers, and he was able to turn upfield for a yard or 2.
So it'll be 1st and 10 now. The ball is spotted right on the 35-yard line. Nope will hand off.
Nope.
No. Actually, he kept it. He faked me out. A nice play as he picks up that's about 6 yards.
Yeah, that was that read option again that didn't work the first time when he really should have given it to Levine coming outside. This time he made the perfect read, held it long enough in Levine's chest, pulled it right out, and then was able to go forward for another 4 yards.
Well, I'm wearing binoculars for a reason. I guess I'll keep them on this time. Let's see what's up. 5.5 minutes left here. 2nd and 6. Nope, under center. The pitch to the right side to Zach Elowich. And he comes just shy of the 1st down.
You know, that's team play right there. Tanner Cortez came up on the corner to try to stop that play. Levine was Levine's man, and he hit him square in the chest. Zach Elowich then came right up behind Ben, and both of them just pushed Cortez forward for another 5-6 yards.
It's 3rd and 2. This is certainly 4-down territory here, deep in Lewiston's territory. Nope in the gun. And Ben Levine gets the ball and is going to be held up just shy of the first down.
Tackle made by Danny May.
So it's going to be 4th and inches, and again with the ball on the 25, we will expect to see the Dogs try to go for it here. 4:20 left here in the first half.
I would expect the quarterback keeper.
4th and short for the Bulldogs.
Well, it was certainly done effectively on first down.
They'll run the eye. They'll have power now, and power eye with 3 guys in the backfield, and they're just going to push forward on them.
Yeah, you can see that. There's a flag on the play.
That's false start on the center.
Yep.
The center came up. He was rolling forward before he snapped the ball.
False start on the Bulldogs.
So now it's going to be much different. It's going to be...
4th and 5. Now you're going to have to actually run a play.
Yep. And you're still deep enough in their territory where you're going to go for it.
Absolutely. You're going to go for it here.
And you're not going to bring Vumpa out although we saw him kick some pretty good field goals the last game in practice.
This would be a boot, though. From here, it would be about a 47-yard field goal.
That is true. So here we go with Elowich coming back into the eye. The fake is on there, and then it's a rollout by Nope. First down, Sam Nope.
They came out in the eye. They faked the handoff to Elowich. Everybody going up the middle, and they used Nope's speed to get outside and hopefully run up and make one guy miss for the first down.
Well, that was a little poetry in motion there, as it's now going to be 1st and 10 Dogs with the ball on the 18-yard line of the Blue Devils. Straight up the middle is Zach Elowich, and to the right side, that is first down and more for Zach Elowich.
Nice play to the right. They ran right that time. There was a straight run to the right, only a single back, and he just followed his blockers. Again, that line is starting to pick up now and play the way they've always played this entire year. The big offensive linemen are now holding their blocks and pushing people out of the way.
11-yard gain for Zach Elowich. 1st and 10 from the 12. The Dogs threatening. 2.5 minutes left here in the first half. Nope, keeps it. Is knocked down by Noah Adamson, but not before he gains a few. As the clock winds down here in the first half, the Dogs threaten to get in.
They have a lot of real estate to the left side of the field here. Wondering when they're going to actually let some of their speed show and go to the wide side and roll out a little bit.
That was actually a no gainer, so it was a lot of running for no gain. 2nd and 10. Under 2 minutes in the first half, and we are now going to have a timeout, Portland. So 1 minute, 50 seconds left in the first half. The score, Portland 7, Blue Devils nothing. So 2nd down for the Dogs now. Waiting for the officials, let them know it's time to go. There's Elowich, and he's going to get his 2nd touchdown of the night. That's about a 12-yard touchdown for Zach Elowich.
It was a great block on the corner at the line of scrimmage. Left tackle, left guard completely collapsed the defensive ends in, and Zach was free to run until about the 5-yard line, and then he just kept on going forward and carried people into the end zone.
So Zach, I should say, had a touchdown before that was called back. So that's his first touchdown of the night. The second touchdown for the Dogs. Vump is up. It's good, and it's 14-0 with 1:41 left in the first half. Vumpa set to kick off now. Line drive, taken up by the up back, number 22, Danny May. May brings it up to the almost to midfield. He gets it up to the 46-yard line.
Again, our new 51 made a play.
Well,
14, strong right, strong right, strong right. Trip up. Devil. Jonah, walk off. Move Levine out. Devil. Levine's way out. Walk off the end. Look.
1.5 minutes left here. Great pressure by Elowich, and a great defensive play by Ben Levine to prevent that completion.
Boy, did he see that one coming. It was a short pass up around the line of scrimmage. Levine backed up about 5 yards into his coverage and then just broke on the ball hard.
Yeah, that was just great effort by Ben Levine, and started by tremendous pressure by the blitzing Zach Elowich. So 1.5 minutes still, 1:28, 2nd and 10.
Walk off the end of the outside.
And that's going to be overthrown. And again, great pressure that time by number 60, by Koa Farnsworth for Portland to cause that.
Yeah, Koa came in unblocked off the end there. He moved from his normal defensive tackle to a defensive end position that time, and just was unblocked, came in and just forced a quick throw.
So the Blue Devils very much in this game. They've won the last couple of 2 out of 3 state soccer championships, but they're right here in football right now, and they're in this game down by just 2 touchdowns. The pitch by Cortez, boom. Ultimately brought down by Cam Conley and Zach Elowich.
I think that was a little bit more yardage than Portland had hoped to give up there. They are calling timeout with 1:14 though.
Here we go, folks. About the 49-yard line. 4th down, and
Koa Farnsworth again in the backfield, again making plays.
okay, folks, here we are. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Dogs. The ball is again at midfield. And there is, let's see, that's an offsides.
That's going to be offsides on Jordan Carter. He was trying to time a blitz. He knew the pass was coming. Portland's going to go to the air to try to score just before the half here with just over a minute to go, and he was trying to jump the snap.
So it's going to be 1st and 5 for the Dogs. 1:07 left. Here in the first half. Nope, looking for Stasium.
Yeah, I think that ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage. One of the Lewiston players got his hand up just in time, and I think it just tipped it enough that it went wide of Stasium on the sideline.
So 1:03 now, as just a few seconds ticked off, and it is going to be 2nd and 5 with the ball on the 45.
This wouldn't be a bad time for a little draw play. try to catch the defense looking pass. But that's just me.
Well, you've called it pretty well. Let's see what happens. No, maybe it should have been. However, as it was incomplete, Tom Brochu got in the way of that.
Yeah, again, they're trying to do the same. They tried to run a similar play that time to Elowich on the side. Again, the ball's coming out quick, but the ends are just getting their hands up and knocking it down. They need to convert here, more importantly than try to move the ball way down the field. 5 yards is all they need. Get that, and then start again.
3rd and 5. Nope, back to throw.
Screen pass.
Ben Levine. But Ben Levine is chased down by Dominic Colin, the leading tackler for the Blue Devils. We haven't called his name a lot tonight, Dave.
Yeah, he's been kind of quiet all night, but that time they ran a nice little screen to Ben. He got the ball and started moving, but Cologne is just a big, fast boy, and he chased him down with ease.
So Zach Elowich in to punt.
They're going to take as much time off the clock as they possibly can right here.
Goes up and out of bounds with 6 seconds left. So the Dogs achieved what they wanted to. The question is whether Lewiston be a dangerous play, as you had suggested earlier, for them to throw.
Yeah, this time I think they're farther out the field that they can actually try something with 6 seconds. But if I were them, I'd just take the knee, go into the half, and try to regroup here a little bit. They're still in the game. Here we go. They're going to take it. Here we go.
Okay, folks, and they do take a knee, and that'll end the half with the Portland Bulldogs in front, 14-0. So the Bulldogs with a 14-0 lead at halftime. They're led by Zach Elowich with 41 rushing yards, 51 all-purpose yards, if you count a 10-yard gain on a reception as well. Overall, the Dogs have 80 yards, whereas the Blue Devils have only 10 yards. Great defense for the Dogs.
Great defense for the Dogs. It starts up front. That defensive line is really moving the offensive line back. Koa Farnsworth has been in the backfield all game long. He's forcing the issue with the quarterback, forcing those plays. And again, the defensive secondary is covering well. They're where they need to be. There's been a couple tip balls, a big hit by Levine on that short pass. They're playing great.
Ben Stasium, 70-yard return for a touchdown. We'll be back with second half action in a moment. Here we are. Vumba set to kick off as Lewiston had deferred, and it's picked up at the 12-yard line by Whiting. And he's going to be manhandled by Jamal Mariba and Silo Magno.
Yeah, Jamal got low on the tackle, hit him, wrapped him up, and just drove him backwards. He was giving up at least 25 pounds there.
And again, there's number 3 instead of number 2. I wonder if that's Joseph Pike who's running off. In any event, it's 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils. And they're on their own 32. Having trouble with those snaps, and that time you've got Kapungo and Koa Farnsworth.
Yeah, again, another low snap, weird snap. It's just not giving the quarterback here, Tanner Cortez, enough time to do something. He's got to take his eyes off downfield, go pick up the ball, and then all of a sudden a couple guys are in his face.
Center is number 54, Evan Raymond, tonight, listed as a guard on the program. Oh, and another bad snap. Ooh. Stiff arm, Mariba gets stiff armed, but Jonah Green comes up and makes the tackle.
Good pursuit again by Jonah Green. He made a nice play. The stiff arm got the quarterback out of trouble a little bit, but too much pursuit by the defense again, and now it's bringing up another third and very long.
7-3-3-0-7-9.
So it will be about 3rd and 18 from the 25-yard line.
You can pick up your lead.
Tight element, tight and drag. Yeah, tight and drag.
There's a flag.
Tell Eldridge. Hey.
And
Legal formation, false start on the offense.
Tell Jonah to bang up 14.
Full start on Blue
Bang up
Devils.
14.
Backs him up another 5, and this puts him in a third and even longer. 3rd and 22.
ball is on the 20. Again, deep in a hole here. And as we're just underway here in the third quarter. Cortez and tremendous pressure by Vincent. He gets the sack.
It was great play. The defense, they saw the tight end releasing up the field. Jonah Green on the off the line gave him a little bump. Elowich picked him up about 5 yards deeper, and the quarterback had nowhere to go. And the pursuit came in, and Vincent cleaned it up. So we're down to another 4th and 40 or 30.
Cortez is at negative yardage tonight, about probably a negative 40 yards. That's muffed by Mariba, and he falls on it at midfield.
Fumble is recovered by Moriba. He'll be down.
That's the first time we've seen Jamal back deep.
1st and 10.
Try to give Ben a little break, maybe.
And it may be the last time we see him for a little bit. 9.5 minutes left here in the third quarter. 1st and 10 for the Dogs. Right at their own 49-yard line. Elowich back. Takes the pitch on the right side and tries to hurdle over Tanner Cortez without success.
No gain on the
Again, they ran to the short side of the field. The defense is right there. There's just not enough blockers for the defenders.
Here we go, folks. 2nd and 11 for the Dogs. There's a flag.
delay game.
Delay game on Portland. It took a little bit too long on the sideline getting the play in. And Sam's got to notice the back judge. He's going to throw his hand up in the air and count down the last 5 seconds. He's got to see that and know to either hurry up or call a timeout.
Second and 16 now. The Dogs are backed up a little further on about their own 43. Nope, throws down the middle, and it is incomplete to Blajewski.
Yeah, he was looking for Blajewski coming across the middle. He was trying to find a soft spot in the zone up ahead of the safety. Just led him a little bit too much into the open area. Made a dive for it, but just couldn't get there.
With that, it will be 3rd and 16. Nope, has nobody in the backfield, so he's going to, well, he got a little pressure there, and he actually hit his center on that attempt.
Yeah, your pressure's coming from Dominic Colon. He came in unblocked off the edge. Levine tried to pick him up in the backfield, but just got pushed back right into Nope, who luckily was able to throw it where I guess nobody was. And so there's no grounding or just a 4th down is blocked.
Oh. Koa Farnsworth with the ball, straight up the middle.
Big men love to run the ball. Koa touches it.
Quarter the first down. Lewiston will take over at its own
Well, Lewiston will take over close to midfield on that block punt.
Yeah, I couldn't see who got in, but they came in quick.
Here we go, folks. 1st and 10, Lewiston. From their own 44.
Come up, Jonah. Come up, Jonah.
Nice play. As Jonah Green, probably a yard maybe for Whiting.
Yeah, they switched Jonah Green back to a linebacker in that position, and he was able to read the play outside. He wasn't fooled. He just stayed at home. He broke down nicely and took down the runner for just a short gain.
It'll be 2nd and 9 now with the ball on the 45.
Romanica's got to be outside the number 1. Motion, there we go, Jonah.
And Jonah Green, first one in along with Koa Farnsworth to bring down Cortez after about a 4-yard gain.
That was a good run up the middle, good power run up the middle, and the defense held again, making a nice stop there. Green and Farnsworth really just teamed up and made sure the runner couldn't go any farther.
So it's going to be 3rd and 6 as a whistle. Let's see. Here we go.
Watch 14. Yep, closer.
Ball is 2 yards shy of midfield. There you go. Chris Vincent falls on the fumble. Can only make those many mistakes so many times, Dave.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That one hit Cortez right in the hands. It looked like a clean snap, but I think he's getting a little. He's taking his eyes off the ball, looking downfield too much, and that time it cost him. He's put the ball on the ground at least 6 times today.
That is a turnover. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Dogs on the Blue Devils' 48-yard line. Nope, just goes straight up the middle with it.
That looked like a broken play of some sort.
No question, and for a loss.
I'm not sure who went the wrong way. Someone misheard something, and it just didn't go anywhere. Fortunately, it wasn't a fumble. Fortunately, they didn't put the ball on the ground. They keep it, but they did suffer a couple-yard loss.
You are right, as it's going to be 2nd and 12 now with the ball on the 40, just about the 45-yard line on the Lewiston emblem, the new field here. Stays him in motion. Jet sweep. Straight up the middle on the cut, and he'll get about. He got about 5 or 6 there because of the loss on the first play. Again, it was a net. They went wide that time. They used the other side of the field, and it caught Lewiston sleeping a little bit, and they were able to get that 5-6 yard boost up the field. Makes it 3rd and manageable. That's right. And it's going to be 3rd and 6 with the ball on the 39. With 2 wide left. Ben Levine in the backfield. Now Elowich to join him. And we're going to have a timeout, Portland, as Coach Hartman wants to have a word. After the Portland timeout, 3rd and 6. And nope, keeps it.
Smart play again. They didn't even fake the handoff to the fullback. They faked the handoff to the running back, and he just rolled out just like they did earlier in the game on that 4th down play. And he was looking for anybody downfield. Nobody was there, but there was also no defender, so he just kept on trucking.
And he gets the 1st down on a gain of 10. So it's going to be 1st and 10 with the ball on the 28-yard line. Dogs are threatening here. They're up 14-0. Just under 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Elowich. Whew, strong running.
Elowich on the carry.
Good blocking at the point of attack. Koa Farnsworth on the right side there was able to kick his man out. Ben Levine came through and gave him a little chip as well, and Zach cut in right behind both blockers and was able to move upfield.
So a 6-yard gain for Zach Elowich makes it 2nd and 4. Nope, hands it off to Elowich. Still on his feet. And a flag at the end. Maybe a face mask. We'll see.
Brought down by Noah Adamson.
No.
He was downfield. He had the first down and just kept on moving forward. I think they're going to call Ben Levine for unsportsmanlike for pushing him.
Well,
They're going to call it aiding the runner, but to my understanding, you actually had to carry the man instead of just push. You're allowed to push.
well, we'll have to rewind that when we get a chance at home.
So instead of a first down and 10, it's now 2nd and 1.
And the pitch will come out to Elowich on the left side. Still on his feet. He's hopping in, folks. Gets it all the way down to the 5-yard line.
Brought down inside the 5.
That was just all Elowich right there. He got hit after he picked up the first down and just kept going forward. He just ran over some smaller guys, and it's all about leverage when you're little smaller. You have to get low and go in, and those defenders just weren't low enough.
It's 1st and goal from the 5 as Elowich gets credit for a 15-yard gain. Here's Elowich. Switches sides. Touchdown. Zach Elowich, 5-yard touchdown. His 2nd touchdown of the night.
Right, he was supposed to come right side there. The defensive ends came way up the field. Both were picked up and blocked well, and then he just cut back right through the middle of the defense and just waltzed right in.
Well, that's great field sense, it seems to me, by Zach Elowich.
Good vision.
Vumba out here to convert. If he does, it'll be his 17th in a row this year. And it's up and it's through. So 21-0 with 3:22 left in the third quarter. Dogs in front. Here we are, Christo Vumpa. Line drive. Picked up at the 10 by Whiting. Cuts back and brought down by Silo Magno at about the 30-yard line.
Now that's how you tackle when you're a little bit smaller. Silo got low, hit right around the hips, wrapped up on the thighs, and the runner had no place to go.
So Lewiston will come out. 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line.
Double slot. Eagle. Why not, Jonah? Here we go. That's how I line up. Come back, Jonah. Here we go.
And a nice tackle there by Koa Farnsworth. and about 3 other Bulldogs.
Yeah, Portland was not fooled on that play. They kind of they did some scouting, and I think they knew what was coming. You could see the defense moved around a little bit. Jonah Green came out and then came in. They lined up well, and there was just nowhere to go.
Second and 10. This time the snap is fielded well, and it's going to be a completed pass. And Ben Stasium will take down Hunter Landry, but not before he gains a first down.
Yeah, that was a nice play. That was a nice play by Lewiston there. They were able to get outside to Hunter Landry, and he was able to turn upfield, and where Stasium just met him, but just couldn't hold on, and he was able to get the first down.
So Portland trainer Ryan Lucas is going to come out and work on Ben Stasium, and we'll take a break. 2:29 left in the third quarter. Portland Bulldogs up 29-0. So here we go, folks. First and 10 for the Blue Devils. And it's a keeper. And
yeah, Cortez they took a play out of the Portland playbook, and he rolled out. No one went with him, and he just kept on trucking. Nice play to pick up 8 yards. Puts them in good field position here.
Of course, Lewiston in quite a hole right now, as they're down by 3 touchdowns. So it's going to be 2nd and 2 from the 48. Keeps it again, and this time nothing doing. Great penetration by Zach Elowich. And Onek is another person who was in there. Obed Natumba, number 51. We finally figured out who number 51 is.
Yeah, Obed's having a heck of a game right now. He's finally getting a chance to show what he can do, and he's really stepping into this role well, and he's made a couple of nice plays.
So it's 3rd and 3 on the 1-yard loss. Ball right at midfield. And the pitch comes to the right side to Landry, and Mariba is going to combine with Darian Darling.
They were able to hold him short on that. They saw the play. They read it well. It was well blocked, but again, Portland was able to slip a couple tackles, and Mariba was able to wrap up, hold on, and get the support from Darling for the tackle to prevent the first down.
So as the clock ticks on the third quarter, it's a 4th down. Well, I'm not sure it's 4th, although that's what the scoreboard says. All right, so they're going to go.
He's 5 yards off.
End of the quarter.
It's 4th and 2.
They didn't get the play off in time.
The score, Portland Bulldogs 21, the Lewiston Blue Devils nothing. We're here for the start of fourth quarter action, and another fumble on a bad snap, and it's lateraled back, and the Blue Devils make a little something out of nothing, as it was in the backfield.
Yeah, another bad snap. He started to run, and then they kind of tried to run a lateral just to try to get the first down, because it was 4th down at that point, and Portland just kept on coming forward, and there was just nowhere for the offense to go there.
So it's a balmy evening here this evening. It's windy on the field. There's a tropical air mass from Tropical Depression 19, which was in the Pacific Ocean and went through Texas and caused a lot of thunderstorms in the Midwest, and is supposedly going to be part of high winds here tonight in Maine. So there we go. Zach Elowich with a tremendous run there, about a 14-yard gain and a first down.
That was just strictly power. They just pitched out and he just ran hard. No one touched him for about the first 8-9 yards, and then just he kept his head of steam and was able to roll forward for another 4 or 5.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 now from the 35. Nope in the gun. He hands it off to Ben Levine on the left side. Finds some room on the left side. Great run by Ben Levine.
That was a nice read by Ben. He kept on going outside. He was able to turn the corner, made up about 8 yards, and he just unfortunately ran out of room because there was nobody left to tackle him.
Well, if we wondered where they were going to find a spot for Ben Levine, of course, who had been really a tremendous lineman, but without great size, after his year on the injury, we know it now. He's a great fullback here for the Dogs.
Yeah, he really does play well. He's a smart kid, knows what his job is, and just keeps on. He doesn't care to carry it a lot. He just wants to play.
So 2nd and 3. Have motion against the Dogs, so it's going to be 2nd and 8.
Illegal motion on Bulldogs.
Yeah, one of our the linemen kept on moving a little bit. He never really got set in his stance and kept moving, kind of rocking back and forth. And when it was snapped, he was technically in motion.
So here we go. Zach Elowich on the left side. That time he's brought down by a gaggle of Blue Devils, led by number 22, Danny May.
Yeah, really, Dylan Jackson made that play. He took on the block outside, really forced Zach to make a decision where he wanted to go, outside or inside. And when Zach made that move, the rest of the Lewiston defenders really came up and just and forced him down.
Well, I mean, the scoreboard says 3rd and 7. That's not exactly what the field says. It's about 3rd and 5. Nope is under center here. He's got Elowich back again in the eye. And he gets it to Ben Levine, but who is quickly brought down by Danny May, who's figured in a couple of plays prominently here, the last couple.
Yeah, they tried that screen pass again that they tried earlier. Unfortunately, that time the line came through a little bit too quick, and Ben wasn't able to slip behind the linebacker, because that's what you want to do there, is you want that ball to go over the rushing players and hopefully get a couple linemen out in front of you, and it was forced up the middle, so it wasn't there wasn't enough time to get that good pass off.
So it's going to be 4th down and 6. The ball on the 30, of course. It's 4th down territory here, but as you suggested earlier, Dogs need to run a play here, or at least try to draw off sides, but instead they're going to call a timeout. So 9:52 left. The score is 21-0. Bulldogs in front. Okay, folks, here we are. Well, we'll see. Elowich in the backfield, and Nope has the ball, and he's looking for Stasium on the left side. Caught by Ben Stasium. A first down.
Great pass by Sam Nope there. He saw the pressure coming up. He waited. He knew he had time because Elowich was in the backfield, and then just threw it outside where the defender was caught inside, and Stasium went up to get the ball.
18-yard completion on 4th down. A great play by Nope and Stasium. It's now going to be 1st and 10 with the ball looking to be about on the 13. Elowich with the ball straight through. And he just
Oh,
powers
boy.
into the end zone. Touchdown, 12-yard touchdown. Zach Elowich, his third of the night. He breaks 100 yards rushing.
Beautiful run again. They put Levine in motion coming to the left. He ran up the field, took on a linebacker, and just paved the way. Again, that offensive line is doing their job. Everybody's moving people out of the way. Great block by Jonah Green. Great block by Koa. Good block again by the entire line is just playing great.
So here we go, Vumba. Up and through once again. So 28-0 Bulldogs with 9 minutes and 18 seconds left. I dare say the Dogs aren't done yet, Dave.
No, they're not. They finally found their groove after kind of a sluggish first quarter, and now they're starting to really put the pressure on Lewiston. The line is blocking well. The backs are running well. Sam Nope has got his mojo back, and he's throwing some nice passes, and the Dogs are just moving down the field now. So,
Vumba will be set to kick off. He's been very active tonight as he's had 4 kickoffs, 5 kickoffs, and 4 opportunities at PATs, all of which he's made. Leading Class A North in attempts and made after points, after touchdown points. And there you go. Ball is picked up at the 15 by Whiting. Ooh, great defense and a fumble, but recovered by the Blue Devils, Anthony Tack.
Yeah, Thatch.
Thatch.
They just call him Thatch. He came screaming down the field, wrapped up the runner. He couldn't go anywhere. The support came. The ball came out. Unfortunately, the Dogs couldn't pounce on it. But again, Lewiston put the ball on the ground.
With 9 minutes and 8 seconds left, we can tell you that Zach Elowich tonight is at 103 yards with 3 touchdowns. 1st and 10, Blue Devils deep in their own territory. And that is another one of those snaps. And again, Cortez, though, makes, oh my goodness gracious, he makes something out of nothing and completes to Lucas Nichols.
The snap was high and wide. He barely got a hand on it. He got a fortunate bounce up into his hand. He rolled out and never took his eyes off downfield once he got the ball and was able to make a nice, accurate sideline pass. But they're calling it incomplete. They didn't. I don't think he might not have gotten his feet down.
Interesting. Well,
it was a great attempt.
It really was, and it was great poise by Tanner Cortez, who we've seen now 4 years playing for Lewiston. Rolls to the right, throws across his body, and it's meant for Dylan Jackson, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, that time the snap came in well. He caught it, but the defensive line pushed upfield way too quickly. Again, Obed Natumba making a play. Can Connolly was in the backfield. This entire defensive line, the entire offensive line, they've been playing great.
So now we're going to have a timeout, Lewiston. 8:54 left in regulation of this contest, and most likely this contest. 28-0 is the score. Bulldogs in front. So here we are, folks. 3rd and 10. Well, watch out. There's a little bit of daylight here. There's a first down and more as Landry comes to the outside, and he does not step out of bounds. He's finally driven out of bounds by Ben Stasium.
Wow, that's the play that Portland was trying to run with a little screen pass. They let the defensive line run in. He threw it right up over their head, and there was nobody there. They made a nice cut and just kept on going down the sideline, picked up a couple nice blocks downfield, followed them downfield, and then finally Stasium was able to push him out of bounds at about the 22. That's a huge gain.
Yeah, it's a 62-yard gain for Landry. And here we go, 1st and 10 now. Great inside pressure by Kapungo.
Nate takes another tackle. He's the leading tackler for Portland. He's the leading sack guy for Portland. So he's now up to his totals in both areas.
That's an 8-yard loss. It's going to be 2nd and 18 now for the Blue Devils from the Dogs 31. And the pitch is to Landry on the left side. There is a hole, and he goes right through it. And is ultimately brought down by Aiden DeMillo, who's, Koa Farnsworth, who's getting up slowly.
Yeah, Koa came back from his nose tackle position and was able to chase down that play, but the run again went through a hole. There was no defenders there, and he was able to pick up some speed.
1st and goal from the 9. Cortez in the gun, rolls right, finds a hole, brought down in the middle by Jonah Green.
Flag on the play.
He's going to get credit for about 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and goal.
They're going to call a face mask, I think, on Portland on the tackle.
So half the distance to the goal line.
1st and goal from the 2.5-yard line for the Blue Devils.
1st and goal from the 4. Cortez will keep it and will be brought down from behind by Koa Farnsworth.
Koa's having a game for himself today. Called his name a bunch.
The senior 6'1", 240-pound defensive lineman.
One of the 4 co-captains.
Plays both ways, as most do on this team.
And actually goes to the Baxter School. But because they don't have a team, he's allowed to play with Portland, which he has for 4 years.
Wow. That is amazing. Big, strong number 44, Dominic Golan, runs in. And so Lewiston gets on the board with 6.5 minutes here left in the game.
That's a nice play to give him the ball. He's been their defensive stalwart the entire season. He's a big kid, plays hard, plays strong, and they finally gave him a touch at the goal line and let him get in.
So it looks like Lewiston is going to elect to go for 2, as the ball will be placed on the 2. And the Dogs will take a goal line stand. So here we go. Interesting. Cortez pitches it to the left side. Landry Did he get in by the pylon? He did. So a 2-point conversion makes the score 28-8. The Blue Devils are still 20 points down with 6.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Whiting set to kick now. On sides. And Lewiston comes up with it. So a perfectly executed onside kick with advancement.
Yeah, it bounced right off Portland defender's hands. He had his hands on it, but it bounced up in the air and took a Lewiston bounce. They were able to get it. They're not allowed to advance that, but they are allowed to pick it up.
And then Noah Adamson then gets credit for picking it up. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 48.
Cortez pass is deflected and knocked down. Second down, Lewiston.
That's again Obed Natumba getting into the backfield, knocking the ball down on a pass. He's just playing a whale of a game for a guy who normally doesn't get a lot of minutes on the field.
Six and a half minutes left here. And it's going to be 2nd and 10. Cortez still in the gun. And another, well, he pats it back to himself. Gets the first down and more on the outside. Forced out of bounds and brought down by Ben Levine. And there's going to be a flag on the play.
Well, they're marking the ball back at the 28, so I'm wondering if no one realized that he was out of bounds when it was a tackle. Because he kept running downfield. Oh no, they're going to call it a block in the back. That's what it is. So he was out of bounds down where he was, but they're calling the block in the back at the 28-yard line. That's too bad for Lewiston. They had a nice run outside there, but another penalty backs them up a little bit. They should keep the first down, though.
Here we go, folks. 1st and 10 with the ball backed up here to the 39. A long pass by Cortez. You know, that, folks, it looked to us from up here like Evan Williams just fell down.
Yeah, Jamal was looking back at the ball. He was looking back the whole time. I'm not sure how you can call pass interference on a defender when he's looking back at the ball like that. It's a rough call. I mean, he played it the way you would expect to play it, and when the receiver tried to turn back in, he looked like he slipped. Both men are allowed to go after the ball.
Well, let's just say that the Blue Devils are making it interesting.
At the 23.
Cortez rolls left and stays with the ball. He's going to run it in for a touchdown. About a 24-yard touchdown run by Tanner Cortez. Well, stranger things have happened. There's 6 minutes and 3 seconds left in regulation of this game. The score is 28-14. And again, Lewiston is going to go for 2 points.
Yeah, it was an option play where nobody picked up the quarterback, and he just took off upfield.
Two-possession game here. If they make this. No, it's a fumble. And they're just going to fall on it, of course. Even now, of course, 2 touchdowns would tie it. But with 6 minutes and 3 seconds left, the score is the Portland Bulldogs 28 and the Lewiston Blue Devils 14. So here we go. Whiting set to kick. And it's that time the sure hands people up front. And that one is recovered by Ryan Howell.
Yeah, junior tight end. He's usually just a special teams guy, but that's why you have him up there. He's got sure hands. He plays tight end, and he just gets the ball, falls on it, and holds on to it. Doesn't try to do anything fancy with it. Get it back to your offense and try to run out a lot of this clock.
So Ryan Howell, the son of WPPS Hall of Fame broadcaster Steve Howell, did this, sat in our seat for 17 years. 1st and 10, Dogs from their own 45. Elowich follows his blocker, Ben Levine, jumps over him. Oh my goodness, what a run. About almost 15 yards for Zach Elowich.
Again, he showed good patience, waited for his blocker to pick up somebody, just ran right behind him until Levine was able to push the linebacker out of the way, and then he just turned on the jets and moved upfield for a nice 14-yard gain.
So 1st and 10 again for the Dogs. This time from the 42 of Lewiston. Ben Levine grabs the ball, and he's going to pick up a 1.
Tried to make a cut at the line of scrimmage, but that really didn't go anywhere. Lewiston was kind of ready for it. Now they're taking a timeout to try to preserve clock.
So 5.5 minutes left. The score, 28-14, Dogs in front. We'll see if the Lewiston coach can get off the field in time here as we get going. 2nd and 10, Dogs. Yeah, we're going to have I think a motion on the tackle.
Yeah, left tackle moved early on that. He's trying to come around, and he's going to try to reach block, I think, on that play. So he has to get out of his stance pretty quick. But he was a little bit ahead of the snap.
Jordan Carter raced off the field for Lewiston, limping just a little bit, but not getting any attention. So 2nd and 15 now. No, back to throw. Mariba, 21.
I think he was looking for Jamal across the top. He had plenty of time. I'm just not sure why Portland decided to throw there. With the clock at 5.5 minutes, you would think that you'd want to get Lewiston to burn another timeout, try to use some of this clock, try to wind it down a little bit. And now you're backed up 3rd and long.
Here we go, folks. Nothing doing that time. Great penetration by Dylan Jackson.
And Lewiston calls another timeout to try to protect the whatever time they have left.
Here we are, folks. 4th down. Zach Elowich with oh my gosh, that was a play by design intended for Ben Levine.
Yeah, that was they tried the fake. The pass was a little bit inside, and Ben was moving outside. But I don't think that was going to make it. Even if he did catch that ball, there was coverage there that for a 15-yard pickup. That's a long way to go.
So the Dogs give up the ball on downs with 5 minutes and 8 seconds left, and the Blue Devils will take the ball on their own 46. Cortez to throw deep, and now that Of course, in that instance, it was Whiting running into Ben Levine.
Yeah, that was good coverage by Levine downfield. I think he's asking the ref why wasn't that pass interference on the offense.
Coverage.
But again, I think that was a good no call. There was a little bit of contact, but that ball was just overthrown.
So 2nd and 10. Not much time has ticked off the clock here. 5 minutes and 2 seconds left. Cortez is just manhandled by Jonah Green and Zach Elowich.
Both Elowich and Green played that read option perfectly. They both stayed with their man. One stayed with the quarterback. One stayed with the running back. And when they finally made the quarterback decide to keep it, they both made the smart tackle, and it was just well defended.
So there's a 3-yard play. It's 3rd and 7. Cortez back to throw. Had some great pressure there. Intercepted! Stasium, what a game he has had tonight. And he cuts the other way. And he's brought down at the 30-yard line.
Good defense again by Portland. They had all the receivers covered. The tip came up. Stasium gets it in his hands, and he is so dangerous in the open field. Made a couple nice moves, made a couple guys miss, ran all the way down to about the 30-yard line, and that puts Portland right in business here to be able to run out the final 4-11.
Well, that's a 30-yard return for Ben Stasium. He has been the player of big plays tonight. So here we go, 1st and 10 Dogs. Nope in the gun. Hands it off to Ben Levine, who really chugs up and gets about 7 yards in that carry.
That was again the offensive line is putting in work tonight. They really made a big hole for Ben, and he's not the fastest kid, but once he gets moving, he chugs right along. As you said, picked up a solid 7-8 yards, puts the Dogs in perfect position to get another first down and pretty much end this.
2nd and 3. Ball about on the 22. Nope. Swings outside and just
Nope on the keeper.
is pressured out of bounds there. Might have been a little loss.
Yeah, they were looking for a sweep outside, and Lewiston pushed upfield very fast. It would have been beneficial, I think, for Sam just to kind of slide down inbounds and keep that clock moving. It's okay to take the couple yard loss that he did, but he's got to stay in bounds and keep that clock ticking.
So it's a 5-yard loss. It'll be 3rd and 9. Elowich.
Elowich on the carry, brought down by Williamson. Short of a first down, bring up a 4th and about.
They got a 3-yard pickup there. Brings it to 4th and 5. Again, they keep the clock moving. They're looking right now. I don't know if they're going to decide to kick, take a field goal here. They're going to certainly let the clock run down and then call timeout, I would think. Or they're going to line up and run a play.
As the clock ticks. 4th and 6. Nope, rolls out right. Yeah, that's dangerous, and that's an interception.
Yeah, they were looking for Levine on that little drag pattern that he's been so successful with all year. He was covered, and I think Sam just didn't have anywhere to go and just didn't think to just take a knee at that point, slide down, or just keep trying to run upfield a little bit. The interception actually saves Portland. It moves the ball a little bit farther downfield, gives Lewiston longer to go.
Well, the point is well taken, and with 2.5 minutes left and down by 2 touchdowns, it's going to be a tall task indeed for the Blue Devils. 1st and 10. Cortez goes deep. He airs it out for number 21, Landry, and Landry catches it and is finally brought down by DeMillo.
Yeah, the defense was there, but the pass was right into his hands. Big, strong kid. He was able to haul it in and keep on going. Lewiston's making this interesting. Portland is kind of on their heels right now.
First and 10. Ball on the 29. Off of his knee, he picks it up and he runs through and gains a couple. Just amazing.
Yeah, I think they're running with a backup center, so he's not normal. He might not normally be in there, and that might also explain why they went for 2 twice.
Well, you know, they've probably dropped the ball 12 times on snaps tonight. Only one of them, I think, resulted in a turnover, however. There's a long pass by Cortez, and the closest person to it was Mariba. And you could see Landry asking the official for interference, but it didn't look like there was any contact there.
There wasn't any contact there. The Cortez threw the ball, was looking to try to throw the ball inside. Mariba had inside position, so if Landry wanted it, he'd have to go through Mariba to go get it. So it was perfectly played.
So 3rd and 6. Landry pitches, and oh my goodness, 1st down, Danny May.
Yeah, he got lucky. May got lucky that he was able to get a hand on that. That pitch was awfully close and awfully hard, but he was able to wrangle it in, pick up a 1st down, get out of bounds, stop the clock, and Lewiston is threatening here, down just 2 scores.
They'll have the ball 1st and 10 from the Dogs' 16. Here comes Cortez again into the end zone. That's intercepted by Jamal Mariba. And it'll be a touchback. It'll be Dogs' ball. So that saves the day, Dave.
Yeah, Mariba again with good coverage. He had the inside leverage the whole time. The ball was floated up a little bit short and inside, not where I think Cortez wanted to put it. Jamal just made the smart play, picked it, caught it, 2 hands on it, fell down, takes the touchback, and now with 1:33, we can take the knees and sneak out of here with a win.
Well, Mariba had 3 picks in the first game, and he gets one here tonight, and a very important one, as you started to get the feeling that another score and another onside kick with the 1:40 left, that the Blue Devils weren't done. Now it should be a matter of just maybe a play, maybe a knee.
They'll take a knee here. Victory formation.
Spectators are also asked to help with trash at the ends of the bleachers. Please make sure to clean up.
It was a great game by Portland in the middle. In the middle quarters, they had a great second and great third quarters. Beginning of the fourth quarter was good, but the beginning and the end, they kind of fell a little bit flat. So Coach Hartman will have something to talk about to them. They'll have something to work on, which is always good when you come out with a win. They'll have some things to watch on film.
Lewiston High School, thank you for attending tonight's game. Please drive safely on your trip home.
It's down below.
So with 44 seconds left here, the Dogs will have this victory in hand tonight. Lewiston made it a little bit more exciting, Dave, than we might have thought.
Yeah, I didn't expect that. When Portland was up 28-0, I thought this game was over. Portland was rolling. They were playing very, very well. And then Lewiston just never quit. They just kept on marching down the field. They had a couple big plays. That big 50-yard run by Cortez, the long pass to Landry. They fought to the end.
So that'll do it, folks. We'll wrap up the game, and Dave and I will be back to wrap up with you in a moment. So the Dogs win tonight, Dave, 28-14 in a game that was really a little bit surprising.
It was. They started off a little slow. They couldn't get out of the box very well. It was really 0-0 after the first quarter. Their offense wasn't going anywhere. Then finally they started moving the ball just before the half. They scored a couple times. They took over in the third quarter, really dominated that third quarter. Didn't allow Lewiston to get anywhere. And then in the fourth quarter, Lewiston said, you know what, we're still playing football. We're not going to give up. And they made a game out of it.
They did until Jamal Mariba had that all-important interception at the end. Tonight, Zach Elowich had 132 all-purpose yards, including 122 rushing, 3 touchdowns, and he had 20 carries for those 122 yards, by the way. Hunter Landry for Lewiston had 164 all-purpose yards. He is their star, no question about it. But then let's also turn back again to the Dogs. Another great night tonight for Ben Stasium, 30-yard interception return, 70-yard punt return for a touchdown.
Yeah, Ben Stasium really played great. When he has the ball in his hands, he is so electric. He's a great receiver, big, strong hands, goes up, high points the ball all the time. Make sure he gets it in his hands, and he won't let the defender get it.
So, folks, the Bulldogs go to 3-1 tonight as they handled the Blue Devils here in Lewiston. It's on to Edward Little. However, we'll do it from Fitzpatrick Stadium. This is Steve Schwartz, Dave Levine, Dave Elowich, and Luke Hill saying so long from Lewiston, where the Bulldogs are victorious tonight. Good night.